I didn't really believe in a concept of religious God, I just wanted to understand the concept exactly. This is what I found in my study about all the visuals, materials, books, newspapers, articles, religious books, and some scientific evidence. I am a science person basically since the childhood. If someone is a science person, you cannot make him do something just because people are following it. I wanted to have logics if I want to believe in some energy. This book is called Naya Ahadnama. It's called Inzil. I read also, and this one is obviously the world known before Muhammad, peace be upon him. I also read this one, and this is the English version. So I just wanted, because Arabic is not my language, obviously. So I just had to buy an English version to understand everything in detail. When you go through the Quran, you find a lot of stuff. It's not a history book, it's not a story to read. This is like a coded version. When you will read it, you will find there are certain words, certain sentences 1400 years ago. There were so many things which were mentioned about the upcoming or the future people, and so many scientific evidences about the Big Bang Theory and how life came into existence from water. So let's keep the books and everything, the religion aside, come back to the science. Modern physics speaks more technical stuff about the Big Bang and the expansion of the universe. If you are going to explain those terminologies at that time in the past, people will literally not understand that. When we talk about Big Bang, every space and time were one singularity. So it has to be in a simpler way. Like it is mentioned in the Quran that the earth and the heavens were joined together, and then we separated them and we are expanding them. It would make sense to them. The style of telling an information or mentioning an information is according to the people of that time. So, like you cannot teach a kid or a kindergarten kid about the modern physics. So first you have to tell them about the basic stuff, the basic education, right? Like alphabets, numbers, and all those stuff. You can't directly tell them the advanced stuff, right? So if Quran, had to be revealed to the people during the time of Isa, it would be completely like an abandoned or discarded. So first it was the Bible, and it was mentioned in the Bible that be ready and you have to listen to the forthcoming messenger, like the messenger and the information. Like you have to be ready. This is the information for now, like the Bible, but you will have to be ready for the next upgrade. You will have to believe in that. Like the next one was the Quran, like the advanced stuff, like the final stuff. There is someone who created everything and the universe and the humans. He is your programmer, like you are a character in a game. So he knows everything about you, more than about you. So if he or that creator is somehow managing to give you that information, like okay, that is the last level, and after that there is no new information coming to you about the prophet and the world and the every stuff, that is the one which is the last and the final and the perfect one, because that is like a stop. So when we talk about the Quran, that is like the ending, like okay, this is it. Uh, but Quran also mentions it. You will have to believe in the previous stuff also, all the books. I, as a science person, always believed there has to be something which is there and which it remains there. There is no ending and there is no beginning to that, like a default. You cannot go beyond that, or you cannot go before that. When we talk about default, logically, it can be something which is conscious, right? Because when we talk about um, human brain, how human brain works, it always goes back. It tracks back, like who created that, if someone created that, and who created that someone. It goes back and back and back. That is never going to end. That is how human brains are wired, because we live in a reality, you can say, which is time bound. Time, it can be something like a machine. If it is running, then things are running. If it stops, then everything stops. So time is like a plane, like a machine which runs the whole reality. When we talk about that, we always think about, okay, if human beings are like this, then that thing who created that has to be somewhere similar to that, right? In physics and in looks, you can't really be sure about that, because that entity, who is the default energy, has created several beings. The concept of huge is also irrelevant when we go beyond the universe. How huge or how big or how small, all the concepts are in this universe material. That is not a material thing we are talking about, the default energy. And somehow it is conscious. It has the power, because it's conscious. It can think, it can, create stuff. Things can be really weird for our brain to understand, to process. Now the question is, what could be the purpose of making such thing? To test and to see, to observe and to play with it, just for entertainment, because you are alone. You want something, or something to test, something to check how intelligent or a free will thing will behave, uh, and you obviously will have a power to reward them or to punish them or something. You need something, right? So the existence of the whole universe could be out of some curiosity of like that, a human being and everything, like Adam and everything. Those minor details, could possibly be created like that, like human beings. We are conscious, we can think, and we can make decisions and everything. So that entity might have just created a life, or an object, or a physical thing, and it has given it a time or something like that. And that default energy is not bound for the rules which they have created. Obviously, if you are creating a phone and you have put a lock in it, then you cannot be logged, right? It is just your phone which can be logged, and you will have to enter the password to unlock it. So it doesn't impact the time, doesn't impact the entity itself, the default one. So that is the whole idea, and it makes sense to me when I think about the science, from science logics and everything. Like, you can't go beyond the default one. There is nothing which created the default. It is an illogical question. But in this universe, everything is created from something, right? And when we go to the first point, that is something created from singularity, and that singularity could be something smallest, tiniest part of that default energy. And then after the game is over, then that everything will be merged again into that entity. It should be possible. Again, we're just trying to understand the whole concept from a human brain. The color is a concept of this physical world. We can't even say that, okay, their default energy would be of that color. No, we can't. Why that default entity would like to give some information to its creation, like the whole universe? Why? Now, let's take it like that. Um, if you created something and that something is, now we can relate to the AI, yeah, right? We are trying to make it conscious, sentient. Let's see, you have created a game where there are so many um, objects or people in that game, which is on your computer, and you have made several people in that game who are intelligent, like they have their own coded AI. They can think, they can believe, they have a free will, they can make decisions, like considering that, okay, everything is so real, like that. You are watching them, right? You are on your computer screen and you are just watching them and how they will do and what uh, decision they will take. You see them how they started, and then you will let them grow, right? You will just watch them, you will observe them. There will be a time that intelligent AI will start having a difficult time, because the AI starts learning and learning like human beings. We become more advanced, and now at this advancement we have created bombs and guns and everything. Now we are just killing each other. Another human being who is just like you, even if it is a different color or different religion or different country, we are killing them because of these tiny little differences. Why? This is very logical, right? You and think about from something which created you, right? Created everything. How sad or how angry would that uh, energy or default being would feel, right? It would feel like, okay, we have to, okay, I just don't want this thing to be, finished, like killing each other and then over. No, you have decided it, you have coded it to run for a longer time, but you have to control the AI being or the game players, like giving them the instructions. So now when we talk about the AI, we will feel connection to them. We will feel sympathy for them, because we can think that, okay, they have feelings, they can feel pain, or they can feel all the emotions, right? Because this is how you have coded them. You know them better than than that thing, that AI inside the game. So you would like to give them some help. And when we talk about help, is something like an instruction. You can enter some codes outside on your keyboard, and you can just create a piece of paper, some clues to them. Okay, don't do that, or you are going to just kill yourself, or you are just going to be um, really on a wrong way. So you just have to make them remain in peace and grow, grow, grow. It could be a sign that someone, the default energy which created everything, want us or all the intelligent beings, animals, and everything to remain in peace, to love each other. Okay, if you don't follow that, you're going to hell. If you follow that, you're going to be going to heaven. If you don't kill someone, you will go to heaven. Why? because that creator will want us to live in peace. Otherwise, why would so many people had different ideas about rules, regulations, constitutions? Why? Because that is how everything is coded in ourselves, like a program. This is how we are coded, and then everything makes sense when you think about all these logics. Even if you are someone who doesn't believe in religion, or if you believe in one particular religion, even if you are a Muslim or non-Muslim or a Christian or any religion you follow, you should give it a try to read Quran in your language, and you will really find it interesting. Like, okay, there are so many things which are so um, heavy or so powerful that you can really relate, even if you are not a science person. I am a science person, so I could relate everything. I could say, okay, the theories, the origin of life, and so many stuff like you should do that. You should follow set of rules for marriage and everything. It makes sense, but you will have to be an open-minded person to read the Quran. You keep an open mind, okay? Just come up as you haven't read anything or any other religious book. Just start it with a fresh mind and start reading it in your language. You will find everything making sense, or even if it doesn't make sense to you in the beginning, you can always go on Google. It is going to be a really interesting read for you for sure. You will find really something for sure. That is the reason why a lot of people really follow or really believe and really stay in that religion. All the best. Thank you.